Hey everybody, I hope that you all had a great week. As always, I am here with an update on what has happened here in Washington, D.C. over the last couple of days and a recap of President Trump's historic address to Congress. So as you may have watched on Tuesday night, President Trump joined us here at the Capitol for his joint address to Congress. The theme of his address was the renewal of the American dream. And President Trump sent a clear message. America is back.
Members of the United States Congress, thank you very much. And to my fellow citizens, America is back.
And we will no longer be taken advantage of. We are tackling the economic nightmare that President Biden's administration left behind, bringing down the cost of groceries, making life affordable again for the American people. And the way to fight these prices and decrease inflation, we are going to spend less, plain and simple. When the government spends less, you keep more of your money. When the government spends less, there's not more money printed. You keep more money in your pocket. There's not as much inflation. President Trump is working to do just that. We are cutting out wasteful spending, out of control spending, stopping blatant misuse of your dollars that our government has lit on fire for way too long. We're finally standing up to not just our foes, but to our friends as well, and telling our trading partners that they are no longer to take advantage of the United States of America and our people. We're going to even the playing field. We're going to finally put American companies and American workers first through the tariffs that will finally make our partners pay up or support goods, once again, being made here in America, but they're not going to levy a 10% tariff on our items. Well, we only levy a 2% tariff on their goods that come into the United States of America. We'd prefer to have zero tariffs, but if that's what they're going to do abroad, they can expect for it to be reciprocal. We're not just focusing on the economy, though. President Trump is bringing law and order back to this country. This past month, we've seen the lowest border crossings of illegal immigrants in 25 years, making sure we never have to see another angel mom losing a child to dangerous criminals who entered our country illegally. This is the kind of security that the American people have been begging for, and with President Trump in office, we're finally seeing that change. But we're not just standing up to the dangerous cartels and the criminals. We are once again commanding respect on the global stage. President Trump has emphasized his commitment to ending the war in Ukraine and bringing both parties to the table. But we're no longer going to allow Europe to spend more money on Russian oil and gas, which they are still doing to this very moment, than what they are spending on defending Ukraine, while they're asking American citizens to bear the weight of this conflict and be their quote-unquote security backstop, their security guarantee, while they're getting all of their energy from Russia. That makes no sense at all. It's pure irony, and it comes to an end. President Trump not only spoke about his plan to bring back the American dream, but he also highlighted some of the American citizens. Every public servant here in D.C. should be fighting tooth and nail to defend, tooth and nail to make sure that they have the best possible life. We were honored to have DJ Daniel join us, a 13-year-old boy suffering from brain cancer, whose dream is to one day become a police officer. Now, during the speech, President Trump did one better, made DJ Daniel an honorary Secret Service agent. Is one of the most beautiful things. And to see him afterwards, just the joy on his face, the pride, showing his credentials around, it was a beautiful thing. We're also joined by Allison and Lauren Phillips, the mother and sister of Laken Riley, who was brutally taken from us way too soon by an illegal immigrant. That's an example of angel families that we should never have to see again. Could have been prevented by not allowing illegal immigrants into this country, instead of, again, what Biden was doing, purposefully bringing them in, and that's the result. We saw Mark Fogel and his mother Malphine. Mark Fogel was just released from Russia. He was basically left there to rot. This is something that I deal with specifically as chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, and I can tell you that under the Biden administration, The administration, the United States of America, was unwilling to label Mark Fogel as wrongfully detained. They weren't really fighting for him. That's the first basic step of bringing home somebody detained abroad. Biden administration not willing to label him that. Soon as President Trump gets in, they get him back within a couple of weeks. That's the difference. Shirts versus skins. America first, getting Americans home, not allowing them to be held in a Russian gulag. Mark, previously a history teacher, had been imprisoned in Russian detention center for literally 3 years before President Trump intervened. All of that time, he could have been back home in the States if he would have had somebody that would have fought for him like President Trump instead of Joe Biden. All of these individuals, they represent the best of our nation. And yet, those on the other side of the aisle, they couldn't manage to stand up and clap for them. Now, with all of these achievements that President Trump is having and will have in the future, and his plan for the future to make sure that we renew that American dream, you would think that it would be a message that we could all get behind, a unified America. But again, unfortunately, we're still facing division here in Congress with Democrats refusing to support our president. But that just means that we have to work twice as hard to make sure that we're delivering for the American people. And I absolutely believe that we're going to get that done. On the House floor this week, Republicans took more action to cut through red tape that Joe Biden and Democrats had trapped our economy in. We passed 3 congressional review acts. We call these things CRAs. And what they do, they overturn regulations put forward by the executive branch. Now, these 3 CRAs, they make it easier for products to be made in America, from tires on your car, which we all have 4 of them, or we have 2 of them on our motorcycles, or whatever it might be, to the dishwasher in your kitchen. It's part of our commitment to shrink the bureaucracy, because America cannot be the greatest democracy if it's the largest bureaucracy. It was a busy week, but I'm honored to be able to serve you. Couldn't be more honored. We will keep you up to date on everything that's going on in the fight. We will give them hell. And on that note, I hope that you all have a great weekend. You all take care. I look forward to seeing you all around. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe. I will be back on YouTube with more exclusive content, so stay tuned.